in our ongoing series that we've just launched. And just to tell you a little bit about it, if this is the first time you're seeing it, if you're a fan of Jollity, or if you've stumbled across this through Facebook, we are a party store with our own wholesale line and product line based in Norfolk, Virginia. And we are starting a new Facebook Live / YouTube channel. The idea being that we're really looking to help you take all of the fun party inspiration we've been spending plenty of time putting on Instagram for the last couple of years and sharing with our local clientele and helping everyone be able to create those really cool Insta-worthy parties in real life. So we're going to be coming at you every other week for the foreseeable future at 2:30 Eastern Time. And when we come at you, we're going to have different themes every week. We'll be previewing those here on Facebook as well as on Instagram through video, through both our posts and our stories, telling you what we're going to be talking about that week and giving you some fun inspiration that goes with the season that we're in. So right now we're in Halloween. It's after October 1st and everyone is so excited. I talked last time about how all of the Jollity girls are really fall girls, but a lot of us are also really into Halloween. So we're really excited to be creating so much fun Halloween content and helping people plan their Halloween parties. We've had lots of fun inquiries from all over the country, but also here in our home store of different ways to put the pastel trend into their Halloween party, or just other fun ideas. And one of the things that we posted on our Instagram about a week ago that has just gone crazy nuts and people have been obsessed about it is our new candy corn backdrop. We created this as a photo booth inspiration when we put a few weeks ago, and then we posted it on our Instagram, and the feedback has been tremendous. We've had so many people DM and be like, how did you make these? We had people come in the store asking if they could buy the pieces. And so we wanted to be able to just share that with everyone because it's such a fun idea and you can put so many different unique spins on it. We really wanted to help everyone get to create that. So if you didn't see online already, we posted on our blog a DIY printable this morning that we are going to be using as I DIY this candy corn backdrop. And just to give you a little heads up, I'm going to do this candy corn backdrop. I'm not going to assemble it like perfectly. I just want to give you guys the go-to and like how to do it, and then you'll be able to follow along on the blog for the rest of the steps. And then after that, we've actually recreated the backdrop again, but we've set it up as a dessert bar. And we're going to talk to you about some different ideas for creating a Halloween-themed dessert bar, but we've got a pastel trend on it, the spin on it this week, and kind of a little bit of a girlier look to go with the look that we had created for the candy corn backdrop. And we'll go over that and show you what this all looks like when it's assembled. So let's get started. So like I said, you're going to want to find the Jollity & Co. blog, and there's going to be a PDF link in the steps that's going to give you this printable. The printable is super matter of fact, black and white. Everything is labeled 1A, 1B for assembly. And those steps, like I said, are directly on the blog. But basically what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to print this, if your printer settings allow it, at 100%. And you're going to sometimes still have a little bit of cutoff. You can't really see from here, but your printer sometimes will shrink things in. The good news is this printable is super easy to freehand wherever the gaps are, if your printer leaves gaps and you're a little unsure. So what you're going to start out doing is finding all the labels on the pieces, getting everything oriented the right way after it comes off your printer, and you're going to want to start to line up your lines. Like I said, you don't have to be absolutely perfect on this. My printer happened to, even though I printed it 100%, it has a little bit of a white gap at the bottom, no big deal, but we are just gonna like roll with it and let it go. So as you start to assemble it, so here I've got 1A attaches to 1B, and then after that I would have 2A and 2B, and just to give you a little heads up, that's what that's gonna look like. And then again, obviously, C comes after that. I'm sorry, 3A and 3B come after that. You're gonna tape all of those pieces together where the lines match. And after you do that, you're gonna go ahead and cut out your giant candy corn. So you're gonna have, when you look at your candy corn, it's gonna have 3 sections. You're gonna start out by not cutting the sections, but just cutting around the outside of the candy corn so that you get one big triangular shape. Once you get that triangular shape, you're gonna wanna grab a piece of poster board. This is poster board you can just grab at the dollar store. You don't need to get fancy, whatever's cheapest. And you're gonna wanna trace it onto the poster board and then set that piece to the side. Set your template to the side, and you're going to want to cut out the giant triangle that you've created. You're going to have to be left with something like this. So this is the backing for our candy corn. The colored part is going to be assembled in 3 pieces, and we're going to attach everything onto here. And the reason we're doing it that way is it'll be easier when you go to put it all up if everything's in one piece, and you'll be able to use it as a way to get it straight on your wall. So after you've completed this step and you got everything cut out, you're going to then take your scissors and you go back to your template and you're going to want to cut against the 3 inner lines. And then you're going to take those 3 pieces that you're left with, which coincidentally will look like this, but on computer paper, put them on a second piece of poster board, or if you have enough space around the edges of the thing you've already cut out, and then cut these pieces out. You don't want to use just your computer paper template because that is not going to hold up well when you go to spray paint everything, and it's not going to be cute. It's going to buckle, it's going to bubble, and that's not the aesthetic that we're really going for. We want to go for Pinterest perfect, right? So you got your 3 pieces. You're going to take those and you're going to spray paint them, and thanks to the world of Facebook Live magic, we're not going to do that live because it's raining here in Norfolk today. We didn't want to drag you guys outside in the rain to watch everything be gloopy. But you're going to spray paint your 3 pieces in whatever colors you want your candy corn in. So here we've done a pink base, a little bit of a twist on the traditional candy corn, with an orange middle and a yellow top. Once you got these 3 pieces spray painted, let them dry. We used some pink spray paint that we acquired from Michael's. It was a Martha Stewart brand. I find that they have really great colors and I really like using those. But you can ultimately go to Home Depot or anywhere you have locally a do-it center to pick up your spray paint colors, because you don't have to stay in the same color palette we picked. You could go nuts. Go do green and purple and black, whatever makes you happy. So you're going to grab your first blank triangle in your 3 pieces and you're going to line them up. So this part's going to be a little bit harder to show on Facebook Live, and I'm not going to get super exact with it because obviously this is super simple, but you're going to put a whole bunch of glue on the bottom of the template, grab your spray painted piece, layer it on, and then just kind of hold it and let it dry. So after you've done the 3, you just keep going. So ideally when you're doing this, you will have actually cut out however many pieces of candy corn you need in advance. So you would have however many triangles you need in order to fill your backdrop and then cut out the sections. You might just be making one, so that's kind of what we've demoed here. And as you glue each piece and let it dry, you're going to be left with a whole piece that you can put on your wall with painter's tape and not cause any damage, and it'll go up super simply, super quickly, and make it really easy to create a really stunning backdrop. And so for those of you who are maybe following along and didn't see what we did on Instagram last week, we've recreated it over at our dessert bar. So I'm gonna head over there. We've got some fun desserts and ideas to talk you through, and we'll look at that backdrop again and work on your Halloween inspiration. All right, so what you're looking at now is a fully assembled backdrop with the candy corn. We've created, I think this is 20-something pieces of the candy corn. We originally built this in a little bit more of a vertical fashion to fill our photo booth space. But now that we're doing it as a dessert table, we went a lot wider because we wanted 2 tables put together to show all of our fun desserts. So this is something we at Jollity like to build things in a grid, and so we really try to make sure everything was super straight. My general rule of thumb is you can go cattywampus with it, or you can do straight, but if you're gonna do straight, do straight. Grab a level, you have a level built in on your phone if you didn't already know, and try to make everything line up. But a really fun twist on that would be to have everything just going in every direction if you're not somebody who really is into the idea of measuring and planning, and you just kind of want to be able to throw it up. Embrace it if you want to go for the crazy, but otherwise, if you're looking for this grid look, try to take the time to make sure it's all straight, because it's really going to be a lot more visually stunning if you're going for the straight look. It's going to look great either way, but this is how we decided to set that today. And so now, so we talked about the backdrop, we talked about the fun inspiration, and now we're going to talk about how we set up this really awesome dessert bar. So the first thing that we wanted to do when creating this dessert bar, and the first tip that we have for setting up your own dessert bar, is kind of the dream and the theme idea of it. So you're going to want to start thinking about your theme for your party and your color scheme as soon as possible, and how you can start to translate that into your dessert bar. So in this instance, we wanted to do a fun spin on candy corn, so we added that pink instead of the white and kind of changed the colors in the order they go in a little bit. And by doing that, we wanted to carry that through to the rest of the dessert bar. And that's really going to go into step 2, which is starting to plan everything. What are you going to do for desserts? What do you want to make yourself? And what do you want to hire out? I am not a baker. I am willing to say that to anybody. This is a professionally made cake. This did not happen behind the scenes at Jollity. We have a great cake baker and cookie maker named Bella, who provided our stuff for us today. And so, but there are things here that we did make, and you really just need to know what your strengths are and also how much time you're going to have leading up to your party. You know, you may not have time. It may be a really busy week at work leading up to Halloween and you don't have time to make everything yourself. That's fine. Just make sure you know what you're doing. You're going to want to start to think about how many people when you're in this planning stage. And you're going to want to be doing this about 4 to 6 weeks out, just so that you are making sure you're sending out your invitations. This is all kind of stuff that you do in one big stage while you're planning your party to make sure that you don't feel stressed and behind. And you're going to want to start planning out how many desserts you want to have on the table and what kind of serveware you're going to use. And if you have a budget, one of the ways that I recommend to stick in budget is as you're starting to invest in quality pieces of serveware, stick with whites. Here at Jollity, we have the luxury of having a ton of different products laying around the store that are all available through our website and in our local location. So we have oranges and pinks and fun things. But if you're just starting to build your collection, you want to start sticking with the whites and the creams and things that will really lend to a lot of different party styles. So you're going to want to think about your budget, and that's again all part of that whole system, and you're going to want to start to test your recipes. After you obviously decided what you're going to make yourself, you're going to want to test your recipes and know what you want to do. So you're going to know that this is really live right now for anybody who thinks that they're not coming across it live, because not going to lie, our pudding pies have gotten a little bit sad. And it's a little warm in here right now. But one of the things that we made ourselves for this idea were these mini pudding pies. We did them in strawberry cream and we did them in vanilla, and it was just a really fun idea that carried through some of the colors and themes that we were going for with this dessert table. And it was super cheap, and for people like me who cannot bake to save our lives, really helpful. So you're going to want, as part of this planning process, to start thinking about picking your desserts. That's why I touched on the pudding pies. And there's a lot of really popular sweets right now that you can start to think about whether you want to hire them out or make them yourselves. Cakes, cake pops, designer chocolates, chocolate-covered Oreos, macaroons, donuts. I will say that if you're going to go get pre-made desserts, whether you're getting like fudge bark from the store or mini donuts, you want to grab a little bit more than you think you need. And the reason why I'm advocating for that is because A, if you fall behind during the week and you don't have time to make everything, you have extras built in. You don't have to worry about a second trip to the store. The other reason is because sometimes you wind up in a situation where maybe your table has gotten a little bit bigger, or you have to move where you're planning to do things last minute. For example, it's pouring rain in Norfolk today. If I was having a party outside and I had planned a perfect dessert bar and I had to move it in at the last minute, what if I had to throw it on my dining room table? I want extra things to fill the space. So after that, and you've got your planning and your process down, you're going to want to start to think about styling. So one of the things that I always advocate for when you're doing a dessert bar is having it up against the wall and starting to think about what the backdrop is going to look like. Here, obviously, we just showed you this really cool backdrop that you can slap up on your wall at home, but if you don't have the ability to tape on your wall, or you don't feel like DIYing, fabric is probably the most natural choice. You can run to the fabric store, you can get a shower curtain, you can use a tablecloth. You want to just put something behind it that really helps draw attention. The dessert bar is one of the easiest ways to carry your theme at a party and make a really, really big impact. And so when you're doing that, you really want to think about everything you can do to create presence. If you're having a party outside, you don't have to go buy a stand or make something. Just look around for what is architectural or beautiful and kind of goes with your theme, and put your dessert table up against that. The next thing you're going to want to think about is the dishes for your table. So this is one of the things that we're really passionate about at Jollity. We make our own paper products, and we just have a love of all things with great design. And so we have a couple of our paper products here to feature and show you that really kind of continue to carry through this theme. So this is our Just Peachy dessert plate, and this is one of my favorite products in the whole store. You can see this metallic finish, and the thing that I love about it is that we kind of call it a chameleon around here, and we wish we renamed it, because it grabs any color that you put it up against. So when I'm holding it next to my marigold jacket, it starts to pick up those more peachy and orange tones, but when I put it around the candy corn, it takes on more of a pink hue. So obviously you don't have to go buy chameleon plates that lend to whatever colors you're doing, but it's just a fun thing to think about. And metallic finishes are really in right now. They're going to stay really popular through the holidays with these new pink and blue colors that everyone's been coming out with, and it's going to be a really, really fun thing. As you're thinking about the dishes for your table, here I've got our Pinkie Pie Posh Collection plate on display behind it next to our Posh Cups. And you're going to really want to offer a variety of products on the table. And the reason we did that is because, as we're going to talk about in a little bit, we have a lot of different desserts on this table. We have a lot of different sizes of desserts. And dessert bars are something that a lot of times people will go to 3 or 4 times over the course of an event. So you want to have a bunch of different things. So if they're just grabbing a snack, they're not using this massive full-size plate and being wasteful. They can just pick up something like a dessert-sized plate, throw a couple of things on it, and then use something like that also when they come back later in the party. You can also do something really fun like these treat bags. These are one of my other favorite things to lay out. It's a great to-go option if you've got fun things like gummies or other things that are portable, and you've got someone who maybe comes late or leaves early. This is a great way for them to package everything up. You can keep it in the same style as your event, but you're able to give them that to-go option without having to have a whole other thing. Or people can just walk around the party and carry it. So for our dishes, we've added a couple of other things here. We wanted to combine our dessert table with a drink station. So we have cups, we have straws, again, all kind of mirroring the colors that we've tried to carry through in our dessert choices and our styling in order to just keep everything super cohesive and super beautiful. Another fun idea in order to kind of carry your decor through is to use place cards. This is a place card that we created specifically for our party, but at the same time, it's something that you could just grab pre-made, ready to go at a store like Jollity or through our online website. So we've continued the whole idea with this cake that, like I said, was made by our lovely friend Bella, and she really did an amazing job at matching our colors and our schemes. You know, we wanted this fun little ghost look, but we wanted to make sure that everything stayed super cohesive. So as you're thinking about and gathering all of your decor for styling, you want to grab, again, a few more things than you think you need. So you can go to the store and pick up extra things like tassel garlands and tissue banners, all of which you can find on our website. But it's a really, really great way to have extra things laying around for those unforeseens. You know, like I said, it's pouring rain in Norfolk today, and we thought we would be able to do some things outside. So if I had extra decor, I could be throwing it in front of this table and have a cute tassel garland, and it gives you some flexibility if there's other changes. So some other things to think about as you're styling your dessert bar are think mini. So if you're gonna have a dessert bar that's on and set up for an entire party, you're gonna wanna think about little small things. So we talked about the mini pudding pies already. We also have these really adorable mini cookies for someone who's just walking up and wanting to grab a quick little sweet treat, but maybe we haven't served the cake yet and they know that they can't dig in. And there's lots of fun ways that you can do that. You can think about mini donuts, you can think about mini cookies. We have gummies, candy corn gummies that are, again, on the smaller side for someone who just wants a little bit of a nosh. We have mini marshmallow treats, which are really delicious if you pour them on pudding pops. We got those on Amazon. I love them because they're pastel colors, so they work with so many different party themes, and they're not super specific shapes, so you can really use them with anything. They're one of my favorite go-to items. So you're gonna want to also make sure that you're mixing in things that you already have. You don't have to blow your budget setting up these dessert bars. You just really want to plan and make sure that you have a plan and that you're being cohesive and grabbing things around the house. Like as I talked about, when you do your planning 4 to 6 weeks out, that gives you great opportunity as you're just going through your cabinets over the next couple of weeks, like, oh, I forgot I had this white plate, or oh, look at this pink thing for my daughter's birthday a few years ago. And you can start to gather all that stuff and put it in one dedicated place and have it ready to go for your party. If you have other items that you find as you go to set up on the day of and you need to fill space, start thinking about other decor items that you can grab. We have these pastel pumpkins that we created for a tablescape not too long ago, but they were a great way to fill some of the gaps from our desserts. So again, you don't have to make everything yourself. You can find pre-made things, shop on our website, or we are queens of the DIY here at Jollity, so we are more than willing to help. Just DM us, ask us questions, drop your questions in the comments. We are more than happy to help you create your own fun ideas. So thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. We're going to be doing this every 2 weeks, 2:30 Eastern Time, and creating these fun ideas for you for the season. And sometimes we're just going to come up with fun themes and things you can do with your family or your friends for creating holiday fun. And I don't know if we have any questions. I can't quite see the screen right now. So, all right, well, I think that we are just about wrapped up, but thank you for joining us. We'll be back in 2 weeks with a really fun spooky take on Halloween right before the big day.